Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at why this person treated you badly. Now this could be anyone, a past relationship, a crush, a manager, a parent, an old friend, you name it. And for this reading we're going to pick 3 piles together today. So for pile number 1 we have Mirror. Interesting. For pile number 2 we have Cloak. Interesting cards for this reading. And for pile number 3, now I'm wondering what this is going to be, we have Aradia. Wow. Now 3 very interesting piles. Take a look at which of these 3 piles, I'm going to remove my hands now, you're the most drawn to, and that's probably the pile for you here today. If you're wondering about several people, then you might want to pick a card for each of them. You'll, as usual, find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. So you've chosen a very interesting card. You chose the Mirror. And before we get into why this person behaved the way they did towards you, I want to first tell you that from this card, it's very clear that this was supposed to happen to you. And that's because you're greatly loved, pile number 2. This person came into your life to reflect something that you need to fix about yourself, a certain shadow, like we all need to fix our shadows. And so you were lucky enough, funny enough, you were lucky enough for this person to come into your life and act this way, in this maybe exaggerated way, because they were meant to heal something about your perception of life. Like we said, mirrors are reflections, are reflectors of life as it is, and so they were reflecting back to you something that you needed to heal or understand about yourself. Why were you attracting this sort of person into your life? What did you need to learn? A lot of the times when the Mirror comes out, pile number 1, it can do with learning to curb fantasies or idealistic expectations, attitudes, so that you step into the liberation of seeing things clearly. Being honest with yourself, and learning to be honest with others as well, speaking out what you think. So it's something along these lines. It was about learning about yourself, mainly through watching what is in your outer world. It was learning to see something very important, because once you heal this, you become a freer person, like we discussed. All right, so I'm going to leave this card in the Mirror, and with the rest of the tarot cards, we'll get to learn why this person treated you the way they are, because this is a reading about them at the end of the day. Okay, so why did pile number 1's person treat them badly? Why did they do what they did? Why did pile number 1's person treat them badly? All right. I do see, pile number 1, that you've treated this person lovingly, and they reciprocated, of course, harshly. All right. So you have the Source, right? You have Beyond Illusion. We did talk about you seeing things clearly. All right. We have Sorrow. Okay. I need to move this a little bit so we can add another card to the right. Okay. All right, so pile number 1, we have Comparison, right? Now, for clarification, let's take out the light seers. So, why did pile number 1's person treat them badly? Now, pile number 1, you won't believe this, but straight away I see very clearly that this person actually thought very highly of you. Okay, so this fell out. I think it was a jealousy problem somehow that we'll figure out. You too, pile number 1, helped to teach them a lesson. So it was a sort of relationship that taught both of you something through watching something that triggered things in both of you. It really pushed both of you to understand and change. You saw things clearly, both of you, and it was meant to heal your pains, especially yours, pile number 2. The striking comparison, striking difference, between your behaviors really taught both of you a big lesson. It changed your perceptions about things, both of you, quite clearly. You were strong mirrors to each other, for you to both see things clearly, step into realities. Both of you needed to curb some unrealistic fantasies about life and idealistic expectations that may have pertained to you only looking at yourselves and not the whole world as a whole. We'll see how this is like in a moment. So you have, wow, the 5 of Pentacles right under sorrow. So I think pile number 1, this person that we're talking about might have trouble being alone. They are very afraid of rejection and being left out in the cold. 9 of Swords again. So what they saw is they really saw their behavior with you, pile number 2. This interaction, it seems like you're a very wise person in general, and you really pushed them to transform their behavior. They really saw their bad side through you, pile number 1. They really did. And now, even though it feels very bad for them at the moment, it's kind of damaging their self-esteem somehow. There's a lot of crying and being alone here. It is, however, transforming. It was good for them, and it was also good for you, definitely, pile number 1, because it helped you transform, and we'll see more about you. But this reading is mainly about them, why they did what they did. Knight of Pentacles. I see, pile number 1, that this person might have been abandoned in the past as a child. Queen of Wands. Let's put the cards out first before I confuse you with the cards in the reading. It's just that I'm channeling right away. Alright, so we have the Queen of Wands. Sorry about the noise. And we have the 7 of Pentacles. Right. So pile number 1, this person obviously seemed like they were really quite abandoned in the past as a child, and this had a great effect on their lives as they grew up. They might be afraid of abandonment, pain, hurt, and I think they try to control situations, just like the Knight of Pentacles here. They try to control situations so that they unconsciously protect themselves from being abandoned. And maybe they like to abandon so that they're not abandoned. I think their bad behaviors is rooted and stems from a lot of pains and troubles in the past, pile number 1. And I think to them, you were, on the other hand, you seemed like a wise person. I think to them, you seemed more like a happier person. You seemed more like you were luckier than them, much luckier than them in one aspect or the other. You have orange hair here, which means to them you really stood out. And it seems to them that you have a luckier life in general. You have luckier circumstances. Maybe you look better, you're more educated. There are certain aspects about you that really brought out the monster in this person. Their insecurities, to be quite clear. And it triggered them constantly because you shine. you shine, pile number 1. You have the Queen of Wands here with a lot of light. It seems like it does seem even to me like you're a very quite healthy person. I mean, you do have some shadows obviously to deal with, but in general, you seem like a healthy, balanced, good person. You don't seem like, you might have had it hard, but it doesn't seem like it was very dark like this person, in comparison. And overall, whether you had it good or bad, you seemed like to have balanced yourself. You work on yourself very well. You protect yourself very well. It seems like you're a very smart person, very well spoken, and you have a growth mentality. You're ready to grow. You're ready to learn from your mistakes constantly. It's just something that you've always had. And in comparison to them, you've grown a lot. And I think this triggered this person a lot, watching you, pile number 1. It really did. And now you've put this person into this mindset of imitating you and trying to grow as well, trying to heal themselves and trying to imitate you in developing, because you've really inspired them, even though this comparison brought a lot of pain to them overall. But always remember, pile number 1, that hurt people really hurt people. Some are wise and they don't, and it seems like you're one of them. That's the opposite here, and that's why both of you reflected things in each other for both of you to grow. And you seem like you take your pains and you grow and you shine, while this person takes their pains and they hurt other people. Now that's their side. On your side, pile number 2, I think you were learning boundaries. Pile number 1, you were clearly learning boundaries. You were learning 2 things. That not because you're an honest person that it means that other people are going to treat you with the same sort of honesty. So in this case, you're learning to curb your expectations, curb your fantasies of how people would be like, and to study them first before you label them as being trustworthy. And the other thing that I see that you've learned, or this keeps on appearing, is for you to set strong boundaries, to treat people with grace the same way that you do, but at the same time, pile number 1, to speak out clearly what you don't like, and learn to let go of people and walk away if they don't respect your boundaries and your respect, your self-respect towards yourself, pile number 1. Your learning lesson, pile number 1, is to move on if this connection does not establish itself in the way that you feel that your self-worth is being honored. And for them, pile number 2, I would tell you that they have a long way to go. Do you see how many black ravens are there? But they've certainly started their reversal journey because of you. They have a small tree growing here because of you, and it's of course going to take years until this tree grows into something strong. So I'm so sorry for the bad behavior that they've done, but you really shed a light on them, and so they to you. And because of you, pile number 1, they are now growing. So kudos to you and all the best of luck in your growth journey as well. You seem like a wonderful person, pile number 1, and let me know about you in the comment section. I would love to connect with you, and if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a video that I upload, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. It's really interesting that this card came up in this reading, and it's the reason I think you were drawn to this card, pile number 2, is because a cloaked person instantly shows me that this is a person who doesn't show who they are, because the cloak defines a boundary. It has the ability to camouflage what it contains. And if you'll notice, death is sometimes depicted as a cloaked figure because it camouflages the void within. So another interesting thing about the cloak, pile number 2, is that it enables the wearer to take on its qualities, of not showing who they are, of being protected, but at the same time providing warmth and protection and containment to this person. So straight away, I see that this person wants to be invisible, like they want to show another side of themselves very clearly, an unreal part of them to the world, while cloaking who they are and being nearly invisible, the real selves, to the rest of the world. It's very hard for you and for the people around them to see who they really are, because the cloak, it can represent shrouding intents, not letting you know what they're up to, what they want to do, potential actions, until the revelation is appropriate. So this is a very scared person, pile number 2. They appear on the inside as very authoritative, as very much in control, as a person who doesn't want anyone but themselves. They're very happy with themselves. They're very showy. They appear that they are very self-confident, like they're happy and in control of their lives, like they don't need anyone. They have this extreme sense of authoritative air of authority to them, when in fact, pile number 1, they are very scared and void on the inside. What a personality this is. This could be a parental figure, this could be a certain teacher, a professor, this could be a manager, of course. It could also be a friend or a person that you're with in a relationship, but this is exactly how they appear, pile number 2. Oof, I'm sorry you had to deal with that person. All right, but always remember, you deal with these people, these sorts of people, for a reason, pile number 2. But I think you're starting to uncover them, my friend. I think you're starting to realize who they are, because the raven is the keeper of secrets, and they're moving away from this person, clearly. And this really tells me straight away that you're starting to uncover who they are. The secret is running away. You are starting to realize, and maybe others are starting to realize who they really are. So this is a time, if you're still in contact with this person, to hold yourself and hold your ideas and next actions with care. Proceed with caution is what I want to say. Don't reveal yourself or your intentions to them too soon. You always have to take care, because things aren't quite in place for the complete picture to emerge with this type of person. He or she is covering most of the picture here. So it's a camouflage picture. And so you have to be careful, because you don't usually, with this person, have the complete picture at all times. So move kind of invisibly, cloaking your future plans, and be patient, pile number 2, if you're still in contact with this person, because all will soon be in place for revelation. With this sort of person, pile number 2, you need to learn and trust the red flags coming out of them. You need to watch for everything, unfortunately, or if you can move away from them, that'll be the best thing to do. All right, now I'm sorry, I have to channel this. All right, so let's see. Oh, so we're taking a look now at why this person treated you badly. My God, that's so sad. We're taking a look, unfortunately, at this person's inner psyche, why they're dealing the way they did, what's going on with them, why they're treating you this way. So we have the outsider, that's the 5 of Pentacles here. We have transformation. Oh my, we have the Fool. This person did not have it easy at all. You can bet in the past. Unfortunately, pile number 2. Sad cards here. Clinging to the past, obviously. I mean, I would have translated all this by looking at this card alone without these cards. It's very clear. Pile number 2, unfortunately. And I think it's very clear for you too. Alright, so let's see. Why did pile number 2 act badly towards... why did pile number 2's person treat them badly? I think this person is very prone to attacking people very easily. They attack. They give off this scary exterior, pile number 2. So let's clarify these cards. You have 5 of Cups under the Fool. Right. Very sad person here. 2 of Pentacles under the 5 of Pentacles. You have the 5 of Wands. My God. All the tough energies going on with this person. Really heavy energy here. They have Page of Swords. And last but not least, okay, so this fell out, we'll take it. What is that? 6 of Cups. Oh, this is getting quite clear here. So pile number 2. Obviously, this person in the past, the reason they're hiding who they are so much is because when they were a child, either their parents or their friends or maybe their whole community outcasted them. They didn't feel like they could fit in for one reason or the other for who they are. People didn't accept who they are. They constantly made fun of them, pushed them away, ridiculed them. And the only way they were able to protect themselves, pile number 1, was to transform into this scary, authoritative figure so that they never have to feel this way again, pile number 2. Now, I'm sure as a result of this person greatly hurt you. You might even be the most pile with the most hurt, because this is a very... this is a person who hurts without any heart, really. And there's a very big wand here giving me an impression of extreme pain. Beating people up constantly. Figuratively, of course. And I think, unfortunately, instead of learning from the past, they weren't able to process these emotions. They are stuck in their past. Underneath all this pain is a person who wants to be dearly loved and accepted, pile number 2. But no matter how much love and respect you give them, they will beat you back. It's very complicated. They're cloaked. They themselves don't really understand themselves. They're in a lot of pain. Unfortunately, if you give them love and care, you remind them of that sweet soul they used to be. And that triggers them into hurting you even more. Unfortunately, pile number 2. This person needs a lot of healing to go through, but they haven't started this journey of transformation, pile number 1. And they won't go through this journey of transformation unless they take off their cloak, at least towards themselves, pile number 2. And if you've been experiencing pain from this person, realize that they live in pain in their heads. Their heads are their source. What they're reflecting on the outside is beating them up every second without you realizing it. They live in it. You see this cloak? Inside this cloak is constant rewind and replay of past experiences happening to them. They never let go of it. They never forget it. They never label themselves of anything else. and that might have unfortunately turned into narcissism. So they appear with high self-confidence, even though deep inside they have very low self-esteem. Pile number 2. Their energy is really heavy. It's hurting my heart. And I think they have cloaked this pain and transformed it into a lot of success in life. They've learned a lot. They've indulged into learning and reading and creating good ideas and working a lot, so that they can cover all this pain into great success. They're all about showing how amazing they are. And they worked extraordinarily hard to show off how amazing they are and to show off their success. Also, I see a lot of holding on with this person. This person might be very miser with their money and time, their emotions. They hold it very close to them. They rarely give anything away. Anything. They rarely give anything away. In fact, it's so easy for them to throw people away. This card is depicted as very different from the original 5 of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith, original Rider-Waite-Smith, where a person is sad over their spilled cup. And as you see here, it's a person who's actually helping this cup spill. So, as much as they want attention and love from people, they drop love and attention from the people who give it to them and only keep love from the people who don't give it to them, unfortunately, pile number 2. Because it's all related to their self-esteem. The people who love them, they don't raise their self-esteem. It's only the people who keep running away from them, ridicule them maybe, or don't give them much attention, that make them feel that they're reliving the experience all over again. And when they give them the slight attention, they feel themselves for a little moment there. Pile number 2. Pile number 2, this person was very tough on you, and they reflected their pains onto you a lot of the times. They attacked you and pushed you off guard constantly. They left you out in the cold a lot. I'm so sorry, pile number 2. And they've corrected you while you spoke a lot. They've projected a lot of pains onto you. They rarely gave you anything, sometimes only breadcrumbs that kept you going. I'm so sorry for that, pile number 2. And I hope you definitely move on from this person, please. It's a very toxic relationship, because it's very toxic to them before it is for you. And this person has to figure it out before you figure it out for them. There's nothing you can do, because people need to help themselves before you can help them. I see you tried to give a lot of love to this person that was greatly rejected. And funny enough, pile number 2, all this person wanted from when I see how this kid looks the same, ever since they were a small kid, was to be loved. And it's what they're looking for until today, and they will not be convinced until it's these special people that love them. And believe me, pile number 2, even when these special people love them, they will not like them anymore, and they will be going after the next person that will give them that little hit of high self-esteem. And the only way this person can deal with these with this whole situation that they're in is to heal themselves. So pile number 2, I'm so sorry for whatever you've been going through. I see you're going to be okay, and this definitely happened to you so that you heal your shadow as well. And I see you've learned a lot from this, and I hope you continue to learn and transform as well. And please tell me more about it in the comment section. I would like to know more about you. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. So you've chosen a very interesting card. In fact, this is one of my personal favorite cards in this deck. And this is about Aradhya. So pile number 3, straight away, I see that this is a person who had a striking personality. They were maybe blessed with a strong, beautiful, attractive personality or attractive looks. That could also have been you, but let's see. Because Queen Aradhya is the queen of witches in general. She was alleged to have lived in Italy around the 14th century. She was known as the beautiful pilgrim. She's recorded to have a striking personality of her time. And so I think this is a person, pile number 2, who got used to being admired by society. And I think, pile number 3, that you are a balanced person. You have appreciated her while she or he expected you to be jealous of their charm and their blessings. I think you were quite a balanced person who wasn't jealous and who treated them in a balanced way. But I think they weren't balanced, and I think they kind of wished you were jealous of them, and this caused a lot of problems. Your self-confidence, you had a great deal of self-confidence to the extent that you were open about admiring them, and you were also open about admiring yourself. You claimed your power very well, treated them well, wished them well, but at the same time believed in yourself so much. And I think this caused the other person to kind of envy you. They started projecting and feeling that they put you maybe on a pedestal. They expected you to put them on a pedestal, but they put you on a pedestal. They have seen that you may have had great skills. They acknowledge your high spiritual powers, maybe. They felt that you were really connected to God, maybe. You were a good person who was very skilled, believed in yourself and in your looks and everything else. And I think this caused quite a turbulence with this person. And life circumstances are simply reflections of our own inner world. And because you were very balanced, it was this person who needed to balance their own inner world. And I think there was a misbalance here of them understanding that they could love themselves, that it's a healthy trait, but at the same time not be attached to people being wowed by them, and not loving the jealous part in people. I think they complain about jealousy, but they kind of unconsciously enjoy it. Pile number 3. That's a really interesting reading, pile number 3. This is a very interesting reading. I think this person came into your life for both of you to teach each other a very important lesson. They were teaching you to claim your birthright. I think this person tried to put you down several times. It didn't work most of the time, but it did affect you, pile number 3, between you and yourself somehow. And you have been learning to claim your birthright and to be okay, not get triggered, not by how amazing they are, that part you're balanced in, but by their attack, pile number 3. So you're learning to claim your power, not feel triggered when someone attacks you, and actually feel sorry for them and wish them well and hope they recover, pile number 3. So you might be in this phase of learning that, but once you do, success really awaits you. You're going to make that, pile number 3. All right, now let's get into more details to why this person treated you badly. Why did pile number 3's person treat them badly? I see that it's time for you to change yourself, or that you are already changing yourself. This I really feel, pile number 3. It's time to let the reflections coming back to you from people change too. And that's by changing you, not being triggered by their attack. You do realize, pile number 2, the funny part is, and I'm going to tell you something that I know will resonate with you. The funny thing is, they thought that you would be the jealous one. And it turned out with them being jealous of you. So let's see why this person treated you badly. Wow, you have the dream here. Oh, this is really interesting. You have courage. Okay, this is really clear. Pile number 3. Okay, you have friendliness here. Okay, so pile number 3. This person, believe it or projections. My God, this couldn't be any clearer. This person, believe it or not, actually holds you very dear. No matter how aggressive they are, no matter how much they want to attack you and speak behind your back or bicker, whatever they're doing. I think I see that they talk a lot behind your back, that's for sure. It's the only way they can release this jealousy. Deep down, pile number 3, they hold you on a pedestal. They seem on the outside to everyone that they try to seem on the outside that they're much better than you. But when they're all alone, pile number 3, they look up to you. I don't know what you've done, but it seems like there's a lot of things in your life that they really dream of. Maybe your education, the way your life went, maybe your wealth. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're a much educated person. To them, it seems that you have all that. And it's really making them have a deep look at themselves. I think you were presented in this person's life to balance this part out. So they really love you. I mean, come on. You have the Lover's card on one side of this person and the 2 of Cups on the other side. This person greatly admires you, greatly love you. In fact, if it was up to them, if they didn't have all these problems, they just want to be your best friend. They want to be there with you. But it's these dark noises in their heads that is preventing this from happening. When they're all alone, they really think about you. They miss you dearly. And they think about how amazing you are. Sometimes they look up to all the amazing things. And it seems that you have some certain skills or certain things about you that is very hard for this person to achieve. It's like it's too complicated and sophisticated for them. They see you as a very courageous person who's able to build things out of nothing. You're too sophisticated is exactly the right word. Too sophisticated, too educated. It's like you're from another world somehow for this person. They don't understand how you do it. You constantly grow into something that shines out of nothing. Constantly growing into something that they go, whoa, how do they do that? That's the kind of thing here. And I think you were meant to come into their lives because you alone were a person who made them take a hard look at themselves. Maybe I'm not as wow as I should be. Maybe I should really work on myself. And I think the learning lesson here is to let go of their extreme self-love and to understand that they don't have it all, that we all need to have a growth mindset. Why stay where you are when you can grow? You really make them take a good, hard look at themselves and think, I have this and this and this and this, and I want to change them too. How does this person do it? And it's by watching you, pile number 2, that they learn. And you may not be in contact with this person at the moment, but believe me, pile number 1, they are watching you every step. Maybe they're watching you through social media. Maybe they get your news from common friends or common family or common colleagues. I don't know. But they definitely constantly get your news. They are obsessed about you. But the obsession, that of course stems from a bad place, but it also stems from a loving place, pile number 2. They genuinely miss you. But believe me, if once you come and you make things better with them, they're going to start this process all over again. And, oh, we have 2 flowers here. Interesting. I see that they thought of themselves as this shining flower, and then you come along so bright, and now it's confusing. And the only way you can reconnect back with this person is when they change, when they mature, and learn to accept people the way they are, just like you've accepted people the way they are. Learn to grow. That's their learning lesson. Your learning lesson, pile number 2, is to not take in the attack. And that's what you need to learn. Not take in the attack, and to be okay when people attack you. Not to get triggered, and let it slide just like butter on a pan, you know? You have the Hierophant right under Courage. You're a very committed person. So that's one thing they are unfortunately very jealous about. They admire and hate your level of skills and commitment. They sometimes feel like they can't compete with this amount of effort that you put in. This sophisticated, quite frankly, effort that you put in. It's like they don't understand, first of all, with the Hierophant here, they don't understand where you get this information from to start off. And the amount of effort, it seems so heavenly to them. It seems so way up there. They wonder how you put in this effort and how you make it. Where you grow, like we said, out of nowhere into this. You bring life out of nothing. And you shine and glow. You have the Devil, I'm not surprised. So, with their dream of you, the reason they treat you badly, or they used to treat you badly, is because there's a lot of jealousy, brimming jealousy, coming out of them, putting you on a pedestal, watching your skills and feeling like it's up there, they can never beat it. And this jealousy really brims, and it almost becomes impossible to bear, impossible to live with. And the only way out for this poor person is to talk about you, to bring you down, to show how horrible you are, to tell people that you're not all that, to try to convince people left, right, and center that their image of you too is not correct, that they know you the best, and they speak very arrogantly about you. It's the only way they can let, of course, to them, this is the only way they can let this burned up feelings, bottled up feelings to come out. They definitely have other ways to do it, but they're not mature enough to learn how to do it. Obviously, the right thing to do is to, first of all, not put people on pedestals, to be inspired by them rather than jealous of them, and to grow yourself and wish them luck along the way, which is what you do exactly, pile number 3. The world. So here is the confusion, and this is what we've been talking about. I am not even the slightest bit shocked that the world card came out right under Aradia and the Heritage. So here is the confusion. You flipped their world, pile number 3. While they thought they were all that, you came along and the world is flipped. They think you're all that. And that's the confusion part. You, pile number 3, are one of their main lessons in this lifetime. And they are to you too. And that's why both of you hurt each other deeply. And I know pile number 3, maybe you need to check pile number 2. And I know pile number 3, that deep down in your heart, you too love this person very much. But both of you know that it's not going to work. That it's not going to work unless you work on your projections and your hurt, and they work on their jealousy. Oh, now that's heavy energy here. It's a very tricky situation. That's very interesting. I would love to get to know more about you in the comment section, pile number 3. Get to know more about this situation. Your cards are really interesting. See, there are 2 people. One that learned to balance themselves, and the other person needs to do it. And like I said from the very beginning, I think you're already, pile number 3, on the journey of not being triggered, of not being hurt by other people. So good job, pile number 3. Good job. And that stems from you working so hard on yourself. I'm not surprised. This person, pile number 3, is from your soul family. Believe it or not, this person has so much goodness inside of them. They hurt you so much. They have a lot of selfishness to go through and process and learn from, either in this lifetime or another. But they are a good soul, pile number 3. And I know maybe you don't want to hear this, but it's true. Deep down, they're a very good soul. Deep down, they really love you. They really love you that I feel like I want to cry, and I don't want to cry. But their energy is really making me want to cry. It makes me feel like they really want to cry over you. They have a lot of pain from you. From the comparison that they can't achieve. It's too high from them. And because you are really dear to them. I don't know what to say. It's such a sad, sad situation. It's a sad, sad situation. Maybe that's the song you want to hear. It hit me right away. It is a sad, sad... Oop, a card fell down. It is a sad, sad situation. Pile number 3. This fell out. Queen of Cups. Who? Didn't I just tell you? Pile number 3. Both of you have a lot of love for each other. You might be partners. You might be relatives, sisters, brothers, parent and child, manager and colleague. Heritage here suggests more family-like situation, but it doesn't have to be. Could be a friend. Could be even a colleague. So let's see, pile number 3. I love your reading. So deep. And I'm sorry for the pain that you both had to go through. Both of you caused each other so much rooted pain that both of you had to heal. And I think you have grown and learned from it, pile number 3. I've seen it from the very beginning, that you've claimed your power. Remember when I told you that in the very beginning? So what do you have here? 5 of Wands. Pile number 3. This person had no other choice but to do what they did for you because of the level of immaturity that they're in. They don't know better like you. I think you're a much more developed, mature soul in this soul family situation. And you have maybe gone through more lifetimes. You've learned so much. You're the wiser, older soul here. You're more matured. They have so much to go through, and maybe this is why they're really shocked by your level of skills. You've learned it over your past lives. You've gone through so much. It might even be your last one here, pile number 3. And they have a lot of internal conflict over you. You bring a lot of pain to them. They're very, very conflicted about you. I wish I can tell you like that things will get better, pile number 3, but I don't see any cards here suggesting that yet. But do understand that this situation was meant to happen. Your pain and their pain was meant to happen. It was meant to help you grow, and it was meant to help them reflect on themselves. And since the projection card is here, I do see that it's the beginning of growth. While they, what I want to say is, whether they actually do grow or not, at least you've planted the seed of helping them take a good look at themselves, and at least in this lifetime learn to grow. Will they learn to face themselves maybe in this lifetime? It's very tough. They might make it. Kudos to them if they do. But at least they've had a hard look at themselves, and you're noticing. Pile number 3, sorry. I said 2 again, maybe you want to check 2. You're noticing, pile number 3, that they have started their journey of growing and doing some of the things that they pursuing what they love. Pile number 3, it was an honor doing that reading. You won't believe it if I tell you that this was one of my very favorite readings. It's so deep. And I wish you all the best of luck. I feel your energy too. You're a wonderful soul. Kudos to you. I would love to connect with you down in the comment section. Maybe we can high five together. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.